All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special event brought to you by Loose Lug Nuts Racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tonight in the booth, we've got Jeff Wood and Katie Dugas joining me in the booth. How about it, Jeff Wood?
All right, bringing it in here with Katie. As always, say hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
All right, there we go. Katie's usual intro. Ron's going to be a little bit off and on with the voice here tonight. Wore him out yesterday with talking about a great show we saw at Auto Club and Xfinity Cars with our non-winners of Loose Lug Nuts. Now it's everyone's show. It was going to be a winner's race, but bite everyone out. We're all sitting here ready for a hurricane party. Thus going forth. Actually, with saying that, you guys out there on the East Coast, be prepared. That's all I gotta say. I know the storm looks like it's gonna move, but who knows? Just be prepared the best you can. It took Brandon Murray away from us for a long time when Hurricane Michael hit last year. So who knows what's going to happen? Just stay tuned to your local government news. Beyond that, we're here at Charlotte tonight. 162 laps. We're going to get some interviews coming up on the board here momentarily. Katie, we'll kick off with you with those pit road interviews. Who do you want to bring on up?
Let's see. I think I'm going to go Kevin Winter tonight.
All right, Ron.
Got that coming up. We're going to grab Kevin Winter and bring him on up here. Oh, sorry about that. My had a slight failure there. I thought I would dropped him in the channel, but I didn't. Kevin Winter, this is Ron Klein up in the booth. You got a copy. Kevin Winter, this is Ron Klein up in the booth. You got a copy. Well, we're going to drop Kevin down. He might be preoccupied with his crew chief right now. Jeff Wood, you got somebody in mind you'd like to speak with?
Yeah, unfortunately not being able to talk to Kevin Winter. I usually associate that to pre-race bathroom breaks. Much needed. Let's see. A guy that I want to bring up, Justin Michael. I know we get to see him up front a lot. Justin Michael, you got a copy there, sir?
Yes, sir. How are you?
All right, little pre-race interview. Special event here. Nothing on the table, just racing for fun. We know that I think we've noted that you're going to be fully involved in the truck season coming up. Try to sprinkle in some races here and there. Anything exciting you want to look forward to, not knowing at least right now the schedule?
Yeah, there's a few tracks I don't like, but we're not going to name them right now. We'll name them after the schedule comes out, just in case. Wouldn't mind seeing Watkins Glen on there, though. I like that road course. It makes for fun racing. Bristol's always a good race. So, just, I don't know, tracks that are fun. No follow the leader tracks, things like that. So,
Yeah, I don't think, unfortunately, Bristol's on there. I have the schedule with me, but I want to leave that to Ron and our leader there, John Hedrick, to officially announce on the Facebook. They got to do some dates and whatnot. But I think Watkins Glen is on there. That's a good road course. I think that's a good road course for drivers who have been involved in NASCAR sims forever. I'm sure you're the same way. You've probably been playing since the Xbox days. Watkins Glen, easy to memorize, easy track to run through, just like maybe Sonoma, and nowadays I would say Road America too.
I'd agree. Sonoma changes, though. You got a couple different configurations that NASCAR's used throughout the years, so it's kind of hard, to always memorize that track, especially the back half of it. But Watkins Glen, I mean, you got two configurations, and NASCAR never runs the boot.
All right, so like I said, truck series coming up for you for a full-time schedule. At least that's the hope on your side. Shooting for that championship trophy, maybe some special event trophies along there the way too, but you haven't got one yet. What's the need to get that trophy?
I tell you, running a full season, being consistent is going to be first part, and we won the Indy 500, so I don't know whether that got us anything or not. But I'll find that out later. But I guess tonight will be fun, and either bring the car home or the steering wheel home because no points on the line.
No points on the line. Cup car at Charlotte. You're going to be fast. We know that. Are you going to look for a breakaway spot when tires start to wear, if that is the cause?
Yeah, I tell you, if we make it to a pit stop, I think it's gonna really spread everybody out, make for a lot better racing, and that's when we'll start making moves and stuff. So I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do at the start. I might hang back. I might try to stay out front. I don't know yet. It's kind of like Daytona right now, so we'll see.
All right. Well, thanks for those insights, Justin Michael. Have fun here tonight. Little fun race. We'll see you during the preseason and inevitably on to the winter season, sir.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and with that, we're going to give a quick call to Kevin Winter and see if he is back in his pit box or his car, near his car. Katie, you got any idea if Kevin is around? See if we can dial him up. Kevin Winter.
Yeah, how's it going?
Hey, Kevin, it's Katie up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, sir. Well, as we take our walk down pit road here, I couldn't help but stop and notice this little machine. And noticing you're the king on some of these short tracks, how you feeling about tonight?
Can't really tell you that much right now. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of this rules package. We'll full throttle for quite a bit of this race, and it's going to be difficult. We have to, if you get a long green flag run, see these front tires wear a little bit. You'll see guys get separated quite a bit.
Well, if we run anything like we did last night with no cautions, I mean, how do you think your chances are?
Chances are, you know what, if we stay out of trouble, I think we'll be pretty good. Like I said, we got some green flag pit stops. You'll start to see the field spread out quite a bit, like it did last night as well in Xfinity guys. So, if we can get spread out, we get the guys spread out to the track, you'll see maybe a little less carnage and a lot more racing.
All right, sir. Well, we're going to wish you the best of luck and let you get back to practice.
10-4. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, and that was Kevin Winter taking a walk down pit road. Seeing one more guy that I haven't seen around much lately. We're going to see if we can dial him up, talk to him real quick. Bob Eldred walking down pit road. Notice you're by your car. You got time to talk?
Yeah, I got you, bud. How you doing?
All right, Bob Eldred, a.k.a. Tomato. First of all, we got to know, where did the tomato come from?
Man, my sister's 5 years older than I am, and she nicknamed me growing up racing go-karts, and it just kind of stuck.
All right, well, now that I know that, haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you out here tonight. What do you think your chances are tonight for a podium finish?
Honestly, man, I'm just happy to be back in the car at the moment. I spent the last 6-8 months trying to help my beautiful girlfriend get her Twitch streams up and running and get them where they should be. She ended up actually sponsoring the night, said buy the car because I didn't have the newest gen cup car. She said buy the car, put my name on the car, and go race it. I said, all right, and that's what I did.
Well, that's an awesome.
cool.
That is an awesome story. Thank your girlfriend for us. I know she's probably out there watching on the broadcast, so thank you. And is she still doing the bakery thing?
She has actually come down on that a little bit. She actually does some live streams for Twitch baking, but they're few and far between right now. They've been mostly gaming. But really, that's all we've been doing for the past 8 months or so, trying to get a decent following on there and on YouTube.
Well, that's awesome. How's the car treating you?
Honestly, I've kind of got mixed emotions about this new package. I'm not a huge fan of being able to drive a cup car around Charlotte and be damn near flat out. It's a little bit better when you're in traffic and the speeds are up, but I don't know. Pack racing on Charlotte will be interesting.
Copy that. Well, it was great to talk to you. We'll wish you the best in the race, and thanks for talking to us. Let you get back out there and get some more laps in before qualifying, and hope to see you towards the end of the evening.
And thanks a lot, man. Thanks for broadcasting, guys.
All right, I think we got time for probably maybe one
I got
one or two. You got one?
Yeah, I want to bring up a guy. Let's see if he's there first. Jason Lance, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, dude. No summer series for you, but I'm not going to be mad. You're going to mention the last win at Iowa. Oh, wait, I just did. Jason Lance back again here. I just had to talk to you tonight. I don't know how well you're going to do. Don't know if you've been in this rule package of a cup car. Welcome back, first of all.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, I've ran this package a few times. I plan on racing Loose Lumix every Tuesday and Saturdays now.
All right. Well, that actually helps me out a lot with my spreadsheet. You'll actually hear me talk about that a lot tonight. Getting that spreadsheet available to the drivers, to the admin group. But you know, looking at the 86, yeah, Charlotte's pretty comfortable rules package for the downforce and whatnot. You're gonna be flat out for quite a bit. One fast repair tonight, which is kind of cool to see. We'll have that. What do you think about your chances?
You're about as good as everyone else. You know, it's like a crapshoot. We have a bunch of new drivers that have joined in, so not quite sure how that's going to go, but it should go. I'm guessing pretty safe.
All right. You know, being here and whatnot, again, you said you're looking at, the super late model series and the Xfinity series. Xfinity's car, new coming out again. We'll have to see how that goes forward. But, it's going to see a driver type car, driver type tracks. Before we let you go, you haven't seen the schedule. Pick a race or pick a track that Jason Lance wants to see on the schedule for Xfinity.
Well, I haven't looked at the list yet, but I'm hoping we have these Charlotte-like tracks actually, like Texas and Atlanta.
Well, you shall be quite enjoyed with the beginning and the end of the season. A very long season. I will poke at you there for that. So be prepared for it. I'm sure you are. Go out there and give your chance at a championship. Good luck tonight, Jason Lance. We'll go ahead and let you go and see how you do.
Well, thank you. I'm excited.
All right.
All right, and with that, I got one more guy I'm going to drag up in here. Go ahead and put Jason back with his crew, and I'm going to bring up Chris Voiles. Chris Voiles, your winner from last night, bringing it in tonight. Chris Voiles, you got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
All right, we got about a minute before you guys are going to go qualifying. I'm going to let Katie go ahead and get this interview. We're walking pit road. Notice that you were sitting by your car. I wanted to get a quick word in with you. Katie's got some questions for you.
All right.
All right, sir. Well, you were able to take the win last night, and can I just say, run away with it. How are you feeling going into tonight in a completely different style car?
It is completely different, and this is actually the first time I've run the Charlotte Oval in the new configuration here, and these cars here. So it's kind of like a mini Daytona Talladega to me. I think you're wide open for the most part for the first part of the race. So it's definitely different. It'll take some getting used to.
All right, sir. Well, last night, I mean, it seemed that, y'all didn't have any cautions whatsoever. So obviously, pit wasn't a strategy. But did you have a strategy going into last night that, might have given you a little extra confidence boost towards that win?
Yeah, we did have a bit of a pit strategy, but also had a teammate there, so we were making judgments or making calls at this, together, and when we pitted and what we needed to do if it went caution free or what we needed to do if a caution come out. So we definitely did work together and was trying to make some kind of pit decision. So, but that race last night was a lot of fun.
All right, sir. Well, it is about time for y'all to qualify, so I'll let you jump back out, and good luck tonight.
All righty. And yep. Sorry for cutting you off, Chris. Which team channel were you in, sir?
Bandit Motorsports.
Copy. All right, and with that, looks like qualifying has started on the track. Jeff or Katie, you got your eyes on anybody in particular?
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and bring up the man. I want to talk about him real quick because I didn't get the interview, and I found it really interesting. The 38 of Bob Eldred. I'm not seeing his paint scheme. Maybe I need to refresh. So I'm seeing them all in black at the moment on my side. However,
Yep, unfortunately, I am seeing him in black as well.
It's unfortunate. Maybe if his girlfriend is listening out there, I just want to say that's actually kind of cool of a story going forth as we see Eldred just hit the wall to make sure he didn't find the line. He did not like his exit out of turn 4. That is going to be a key point here tonight, even with a fast repair. But back to the standard of what I was talking about. It took time away from racing to help his girlfriend start a stream, which is, I've done that twice now with helping people on that standard editing videos. It is I won't say a burden. It's just, heavy things to do to make sure you get the right stuff out there. Congrats on that. Hopefully that's going well. But the interesting part about that, this is his first time on a Cup car, this rules package. It's going to be Daytona, Daytona, Daytona for him. I find it really interesting. Fast times coming up on the board. Mark Jackson. Why is it not switching over for me?
Yeah, I was actually live on Mark Jackson when he took the top of the board. I am now currently riding along with none other than Jason Lance.
There we go. Another interview we had there. We'll have to see. Justin Michaels second on the board. I think, yep, that was his second lap. Rob Haynes, 199. He finished second in the last Winter-Fall Series. I guess we can call it Winter Series now, since we're not combining the two. The Fall Series is more like a preseason run-up. I'm glad to see we got like an official big book going on. And Ron gave an excellent interview here on Lugnut TV earlier about that series. Hopefully y'all get to listen to that later on in the week. Katie, any driver you got?
I'm gonna say let's bring up Brandon Murray.
You wanna go for another interview? Let's see what the 13 says about qualifying.
Alrighty, bringing up Brandon Murray. I do believe he has completed it. He's in the booth. Brandon Murray. Good copy, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're all done with your qualifying effort. It looks like car's back on pit road.
Yep, I'm done.
Alright, I'm going to hand it to Katie here.
All right, sir. We saw you sitting right there on the top of the speed chart. It looks like you've been knocked down to about 5th right now. How do you feel about your chances tonight here at Charlotte?
Man, it's going to be a crapshoot. I don't think anybody can go in here thinking they've got this thing in the bag. It's, you're pretty much flat foot all the way around, so, it's almost like a mini Daytona, really.
That's actually what we just heard. But like I said, kind of wanted to wish you good luck and, get another driver perspective as to after qualifying, how you felt going in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's, it'll be a good race, if we can keep it clean and green. I think that the guys that can save their tires, the longest, I think it'll come down to that. If we stay green, if not, it'll be pit strategy and who can stay out front.
All right, sir. Well, good luck to you tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast tonight.
Yep, quick interview. Thank you there for that. Entering the last 30 seconds of practice, 19 qualifying times down here this evening. Some guys that haven't qualified yet, Justin Sick, one of our dirt short track guys, looks like he just popped in. Any big names out there? Lane Dugas, well, Katie ought to know that name. John Henderson, another rookie. Tony Romack, who we saw have a great run last night. Bob Eldred, just down on track. I think he's actually on the Speedway qualifying. Or I just lost him.
No, because we just went in. Qualifying's over. We're getting ready to grid.
Boy. Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and get that grid coming up as soon as I see the first car down. Wow, that 30 seconds went by fast. I got to learn how to break the talking. However, let's wait to see. It is a weird... There we go. Gosh, I do not like this starting. If you're going to start them like this, start them like they do at Pocono on pit road. However, fast time tonight, and this is no... saying how fast who is, but Mark Jackson with a single car qualifying fast time of 29.072. Justin Michael, 29.083 in second. So that's how close the top two were. Rob Haynes will be third. Kevin Winter, fourth. Brandon Murray, who we just got done talking to, fifth. Jason Lance, back again, sixth. Jeff Merck, up in the booth last night, out on the track tonight. 7th, Topper Dugas, 8th. Wow, what a great qualifying time. Hopefully he can replicate that throughout the race, not to jinx the man. Corey Blevins in the 24 machine. We saw him with the 48 car last night. Thankfully he's listened, and we've changed his number officially to what he wanted, and boy, that car looks sharp. Ken Richardson, always consistent guy out there. He'll be 10th. Jeremy Crandell with a full-time number now. 11th. John Pansula, great run last night, falling just short. 12th. Sean Zulu, 397. I'll go ahead and say that's a rookie-ish number, but he's no rookie on the track. 13th. Andrew Feston probably has to fight for a half a season at least to get a rookie side number evaporated to where he wants it. 14th. J. Darren Literal. We'll get an official name on that with the J later. 15th. Michael Whitaker. 16th. Chris Boyles, winner of last night's special event. 17th. Chris Chief Shaw in that 05 machine backing up, just checking the gears out, making sure they work. Same with Ray Richer, who is 19th in that 44 machine. That was the last of the official qualifiers. 20th will be Tony Romack. Bob Eldred, 21st. John Henderson, 22nd. 23rd will be Justin Sick. Lane Dugas, 24th. And I'm not sure we'll see Thomas Haley and Austin Leslie, as they are not connected at the moment. And before we go into tonight, I'll lead off the discussion here. Ron, who's your pick?
Oh man, this is so tough. Mark Jackson is a master at Charlotte. I'm gonna even though I'm gonna go with Bob Eldred.
Oh wow. Katie.
I'm gonna go Kevin Winter.
All right, I am going to make a safe pick, but this, I hate to say about this man this way, Justin Michael, he has to survive the race, which has been problematic for him, but starting outside pole, I'll pick Justin Michael. Here we go, through turns 3 and 4. Hopefully I don't talk over Katie and Ron too much. I have a motor mouth sometimes, and when I'm up here in the booth, pace car down, that ugly Ford Mustang goes away. We'll see how they go through this. I got to switch my... There we go. Green flag. A little bit of better outside restart for Justin Michael. Not going to matter too much when we get up to speed. 3 car of Mark Jackson as we head down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, Kevin Winter. 3 wide. Boy, this is bad. Well, that just helped Mark Jackson and Rob Haynes go through. Brandon Murray, they got to be thinking something happened. I think Justin Michael may have missed a little bit of a shift there or didn't see the tag hit the red. Who knows what happened? Maybe that is a strategy just to hold back. Inside line is going to be important. Outside line is going to be the fast way around the track if we can stay green. Like I mentioned, 20-plus cars here take the green.
Rob Haynes all over the back of that number 3 car. The draft is in full effect. They said it was just like Super Speedway Racing. You're seeing it out on the track right now.
That inside line is terrible fast. I don't think it's going to last. There goes Rob Haynes to the outside. He's not going to be able to get back down. 13 of Brandon Murray takes that inside. We got to watch that left front tire. If you're going to break loose down on the bottom, it's going to be because you put it below the white line.
Outside line's hooked up. Justin Michaels to the back of that 199. That's going to more than likely catapult that outside lane a little bit forward as we see it happen right at the start-finish line. The 13 is not to the back of the 3.
That outside line is a little bit struggling comparatively what I thought it would be. They're doing really good, but they're jostling Richardson, that 16 car, out of line, just a little bit breathing the nose. Mark Jackson, what a run down the backstretch, gapping the guy behind him. Maybe that's the 13's fault. That's not going to help him off of turn 3 and 4.
I thought the outside line would be able to do something being hooked up like that, but Mark Jackson's holding very well without anybody behind him. I know that there's not a lot of push with the car behind you because they're not bump drafting, but there is some, it is going to help the car in front if there's someone close behind them.
Yeah, pick away front pack, that's about 90% of the field. Some cars being left behind, we'll get to that, but it is side-by-side racing.
Oh, we got contact. I couldn't see the number. Any idea what number it was?
16 up in Richardson.
Oh, Richardson, caution is out.
I hope he knows he can repair that car. Normally, you would just pack it up after that type of hit during a points race. That was a major hit. Did he get that straight out and going? Looks like he can. Fast repair available here tonight. I'm going to have to back it up on my end. Ron, what do you see?
We're going to have to back it up here too as well.
Well, as Ron gets it backed up there, I'm going to see the 16 and 87 maybe preemptively here. 87 held his line. He had not a fast run. Doesn't look like he came down too much. 16 came up. A meet in the middle situation. Oh boy, Ken Richardson took that nasty hop through the center. I said Ken Richardson had the worst hit there. No, it was the 110 of Andrew Feston. Jay Barron has disconnected. Feston is all 8 up on the bottom, and I think that can Richardson maintain the lead lap? I'm not sure. Hopefully EOLs are being permitted here. Everyone down pit road, even the leaders. Mark Jackson going to have the best box on the field for an early caution. Going to have to watch this. Anything on that replay there, Ron or Katie, that you could see?
I got the replay in slow motion. Looks like the 16 may have come up off the bottom just a little bit. It's really hard to tell without changing all the camera angles multiple times, but 16 definitely did look like came up a little bit, got into Justin Michael just slightly, and he is currently bouncing through the infield here in slow motion. And I'm waiting to see what happens, how the 110 gets it. Looks like the 16 brings it back up on the track. Starts to lose it as he comes up. Yep. He tried to come back through the grass and kind of lost it and just came up and got into the 110. And that really damaged both cars beyond repair. They would have to use a fast repair.
All right, Katie, any different perspective 16 to the 87 if they moved on your screen?
It's just like Ron just said. From my end, it looked like he just kind of drifted up a little bit, which, I mean, it's going to happen regardless of, what track you're at or who you're running with. There's going to be an incident, but, unfortunate for Fez, of course, but, at least with one fast repair, I'm sure we'll see him back out on track shortly.
Yeah, other damage in that situation, I think, was John Henderson, the 38 of Bob Eldred, out there. Got a couple fans already early on. Hopefully he can continue that car. I think he was damaged also.
I don't think so. From the replay, it looked like he actually skated through. I will put the cameras on him and change my camera angle here.
All right, Ron with the outside underdog pick, in my opinion there, voting for Bob Eldred to win the race. I mean, who doesn't like an underdog, a guy that hasn't run the rules package, first time back under loose lug nuts? How does that car look, Ron?
So unfortunately, he does have some right front damage, and he scraped pretty much the entire right side of the car. But I don't think that it's going to be so drastic. If he stays in the pack, I think he'll probably be okay.
All right, so I've noticed a few drivers mess up a couple times. The banking here in the corner, does it damage you, or at least this car, as it slides? If you go below that line in the corners, do you receive damage? Because obviously you do on the front stretch. That grass to concrete, or asphalt I should say, to grass is just terrible, and I'm surprised in today's NASCAR day and age it's still there.
Not to my knowledge. I'm looking through the field and seeing who all's got damage. The 38 does have some damage. The 28's got some damage. Justin Michael definitely has some right side damage. The damage model is definitely improved from before, where we just used to get, a crinkled fender. The whole left side is just scraped up like somebody came up and gave him a high five tire rub, but it's more of a streak than a rub. So the 87 receives some left side damage, but the fenders look good, so shouldn't be much of an issue there.
All right, I'm going to do a quick rundown of our current top 10, and then I'm going to shift it over to Katie to get the first restart of the evening. I will go ahead and mention first restart, and all restarts are at the leader's discretion after the pace car drops. So that is the rule. Mark Jackson still the leader. Kevin Winter moving up to second. Rob Haynes third inside row. That's good. Brandon Murray, Jason Lynch, Jeff Merck, Corey Blevins, Jeremy Crandell, John Pansula, and Chief Chris Shaw. So that is our top 10. Katie, take us away as we head into the turn 3 and 4 here for our next restart.
All right, looks like our lovely Ford Mustang, which is obviously Jeff's favorite, is fixing to duck off here. Oh, come on, Jeff.
I'd rather see the Porsche.
All right, coming around. Looks like it's going to drop down. Mark Jackson is going to be our leader, bringing us to green. Kevin Winter on the outside. Mark Jackson fires off pretty early, leaving Winter and Hayes side by side. Watch out, Murray's right behind him.
Yep. Ronald Klein's initial gut reaction pick of Mark Jackson, calling him pretty darn good at Charlotte. There goes Kevin Winter on the outside trying to. Rob Haynes hooks up under that 3. Believe Kevin Winter is teammates with. Yeah, I shouldn't believe. I know they are teammates. Kevin Winter, Mark Jackson, Rob Haynes, lone man out in this exchange. Misfits guy there is the 13 of Brandon Murray. So there's that. And it looks like Jeff Merck is now sticking his nose in for contention. Tight racing, here we go. Rob Haynes up, defending middle lane with Mark Jackson, trying to stay with Mark Jackson. Goes to the high side, Rob Haynes at 199. Mark Jackson going to lead the bottom. Not, fresh air, good tires. You got to stay to the bottom, says Mark Jackson. Rob Haynes seeing that early drop off that Justin Michael had. Kevin Winter with a hard push. Getting up door to door now. There isn't much difference other than the leaders, second, third place. Now door to door. Brandon Murray still in the hunt. That Pennzoil machine, I got to get a number on that. Is that Jason Lance? Did he switch up paint schemes on me? It looks like that.
Yes, that is Jason Lance.
Oh, Rob Haynes just stepped out of line, almost pushed 3 wide. Kevin Winter has to back off to give him the position. You do not want to be exiting a corner 3 wide. Kevin Winter to the bumper down. Brandon Murray to the back. There's Jason Lance sticking his nose in. That's a good call. Jason Lance has to get up there. I see a back move there from Ray Richard. Get some air. Looks like the 01 of John Pansula. Let's look at him there running through this pack. Right behind Corey Blevins. Boy, this is looking like last night. Talking about those two. We'll have to see what does. The Jeff Merck has continued to slip back on that outside, as does Rob Haynes. Brandon Murray drifted up a half a lane there to block Kevin Winter. Don't know if that's going to affect it too much. Rob Haynes back to the back there. Outside line, if you can stick a long green flag run, probably is safe, but how far do you fall back is the question. Jason Lance not successfully getting good runs. Yellow. Not seeing what's going on here. Oh, there was a car into the wall. Get a number on that. That was 110. I don't think that's the caution, though.
No, I believe that was Topper Dugas himself.
Oh, boy. 33 Topper. Waiting to see it on my end. My internet's not.
It had to have been a connection issue because I went back a good bit and was watching one angle, and he just disappeared, then went right up into the wall. But we had the same issue last night, so we'll see what happens.
Is he hardwired, Katie?
Yes.
I know you're on the same internet node as he is. So, he should have the full access to the internet over yourself. Let's look at Topper Dugas's. It's a good ping, good quality. Not sure. I do see him disappear, like you said. So, not really sure out there. Ron,
he blinked out a couple times. I don't know if that is what it what brought out the caution for sure or not. Unfortunately, I was on a tight camera angle, so I couldn't tell who was where. But we do have everybody down pit road, looks like.
Yeah, watching Mark Jackson, he took 2 tires on that first pit stop and still maintained the lead. That may be the call. Right side, no, 4 tires for Mark Jackson looks to be the call. There goes, nope, 2 tires. Kevin Winter away. Brandon Murray, it is a 2-tire field here tonight. 4 tires just pushes you back.
Well, we've seen Kevin Winter come back and win a race on just 2 tires, which dubbed him the nickname 2-tire. I believe about 5 or 6 races ago, and it was all strategy, and it brought him to a win. So it's a little early on, but we'll see if it can happen again.
Yeah, who knows the possibilities out there. Mark Jackson, just that number 1 box with 2 tires, even if you have a poor pit stop with 2 tires, number 1 box, best thing out there. I know Kristen Jackson's out there rooting on Mark Jackson on YouTube. Good to see you tune in. Thank you. As always, loyal, dedicated fan of Mark Jackson and Loose Lug Nuts Racing. Got Ernest Birded out there rooting on Mark. So that's always nice to see. Mark has a fan club out there. Who's that out in front?
That's a
Justin
lapper.
Sick.
I believe he's a
I mean,
lapper.
Well, I mean, if you got to get the lap back, the easy, middle, medium,
No,
hard
actually,
way there.
sorry, it does show him currently in first position. I apologize. When I looked at him before, it said that he was 26, so there was a slight time adjustment there. He is your leader. He stayed out more than likely.
All right. Yeah, I would assume so. At that, Kerry Cleaver getting off the sim here. Andrew Feston 2 laps down. I think the 247 of J. Darren Literal is out for the race officially. So we'll have to see what happened to Kerry Cleaver. Maybe something with that connection issue. Just got up there and would get a full-time number. So we'll have to see what happened to Kerry Cleaver. It's unfortunate there. I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is the best call for the field. Personally, maybe for Justin Sick to get out front, get some camera time as I'm currently giving him on that 17 machine, mostly on dirt and the short track situation. Monster Energy scheme on my end here. It's a good call personally if you're looking for a short caution, especially every time the leaders pit for tires. Oh, he's going down pit road. He heard me. Isn't it closed now? I mean, EOL's not bad. It's the black flag during the green stop where you gotta, time it to where the leaders make the line, and then you duck down pit road for a penalty. No, he goes through. I'm not currently on board with this strategy. Just wanted some TV time. Katie Dugas is going to get the restart yet again here before I flip it over to her. Mark Jackson, our leader with Kevin Winter, Brandon Murray, Rob Haynes, Jeff Burke, Michael Whitaker moving up, Corey Blevins, Jason Lance, Chris Chief Shaw, and John Pansula. That's our top 10. Katie, get us on this next restart call.
Sorry, just making sure we were on live time there. We went back and checked some replays. Well, let's see if Winter can get this jump right here on the outside of this number 3 of Mark Jackson. And coming around 4, pace car is going to dive down, and at the leader's discretion, looks like he holds back a second, but he is off, and him and Winter are now side by side.
And teammate restart right there, at least over the team speak. What a restart that is. You can't get any better for teammates. They're door to door. They got to get single file if they want to get away. Nope. That is Rob Haynes there in third. Kevin Winter going to probably hold on the outside. There goes Brandon Murray looking below the 199. Here we go, sending it out of turn number 4. Mark Jackson holding down the bottom. It looked like Rob Haynes crossed over almost into the grass. Got to watch that hook ability. This is a weird front stretch, at least on the sim. If you're running single screen, it looks really, really tight. I will mention that. Oh, Rob Haynes scoots up in front of Kevin Winter. Brandon Murray down to second place on the inside on the marker. We'll see how this benefits Rob Haynes. He's looking to get ahead of Mark Jackson, excuse me, as we cross the line. I don't think it's good on fresh tires. About 7 to 8 lap runs so far. Mark Jackson continues his dominance on the inside. Fresh air, fresh tires. He's not giving an inch. I think this is where you should have landed that pick there. We'll go ahead and just say you did. You picked 2 there, Ron. Out front is Mark Jackson dominating the race, dominating qualifying. That's the way you got to do it sometimes in this steady. There goes a car on the bottom there. That's Justin Sick. I think he had a penalty of some sort. Oh, Brandon Murray scooted up a half a lane and almost into Kevin Winter. Kevin Winter now controls the third spot. He could almost force Brandon Murray to check up, which I don't think would benefit his teammate on the inside. Rob Haynes officially a lap in the lead. This may be a start there. Maybe Mark Jackson just had a bad exit off of turn 4. We'll have to figure out. Either way, he's still the provisional leader on the inside bottom with these tires. Mark Jackson just doing his best. Kevin Winter on the outside, really controlling the fate of Rob Haynes' run to the front, which is good for a teammate. Oh, car's almost off the wall. I saw 24 Corey Blevins come really close. Boy, Ray Richard off the wall as we head into turn 1.
Now, Jeff, I know you're really big into track temperatures. I mean, how much difference do we have tonight compared to last night?
Oh boy, it is even colder than last night in California. It's not cold this time of year. I have been there. It doesn't rain. It doesn't get cold. It's 70 degrees or 100 billion degrees in California. So, in that standard, this is a better controllable track. Wow, Mark Jackson well off the pace. Not sure what happened. I was, pointing at the screen and yelling at it. But Rob Haynes to the lead, down to the bottom. Mark Jackson had to lift the throttle. Not sure what happened. He is way off the mark. Rob Haynes has to dive to the inside, really not wanting to, but has to. That is the dominant position. Jeff Merck up to second. Kevin Winter stuck on that outside. We're about to see an inside single file run. John Henderson disconnects and takes it home.
Looks like there was some contact there between him and Andrew Fesden in the back. It took both of them sliding through the grass.
Oh, you talking about John Henderson there?
Yes, him and Andrew Fesden had some contact.
Car off the wall. Brandon Murray to the infield. That's getting in. Oh! Chief Shaw, same thing, upside down in the pits. Ron, you got a replay on that. Chief Shaw is going. Ron, how about that replay? Did you catch that?
Man, I had to go back and watch that 2 or 3 times. That made me kind of car sick. I hope he's got some Dramamine up in that cockpit.
Yep, Navy man himself probably does have Dramamine. Well, at least my wife takes Dramamine when she's on the ship, so maybe Chief Shaw has it. That 13 is catwalking, spider walking, whatever you want to call it, down the back straightaway. He's got to get the pit road to get it fixed. Same thing with Chief Shaw. He's leaning to one side, going a lap, probably 3 to 4 laps down. Rob Haynes and Jeff Merck now battling out for the lead. Michael with Max Speed TV signing in here on YouTube. Thanks there, Mr. D'Amico. As always, it's fun to do broadcasts with Mr. D'Amico. It's trip and a half. Hopefully we see you on track this season. I know it's a little bit a weird schedule for you, but I think you commented once or twice on the Facebook page about running some series. We'll hope to see you then there. But back on our race, it is tremendously different from where this green flag started. And we saw a caution where we can't determine who spun out, but sheesh, if there was going to be a caution flag flown, there was upside down cars, there was everything during that situation that I was yelling and whooping about, and no caution. iRacing has
I'm
it
wondering if
backwards.
they have any pit penalties for entering upside down, though.
I'm sure they're serving it. It stinks. I don't think Chief Shaw and that 05 machine. I'm just now seeing the replay on Ron's end on the live broadcast with the delay. Wow. To keep that car going is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It landed on its wheels, and he was able to drive out of it. He's going to have to serve a penalty, come back in, get the fast repair, and then get back out there. But there's a pretty good battle going on right now for the lead between Rob Haynes and Jeffrey Merck.
Now, this is the battle we saw, and Ron can attest to this because he was in points contention too during the trucks and Xfinity side of it, of last winter and fall season. These two cars dominated more than any other. Door-to-door, almost contact. Rob Haynes on the outside.
Tires are starting to give out. You can tell Merck lost a lot of momentum. He had a lift coming out of that corner. So here we go. Tires are finally starting to give out. These guys are going to have to drive. Can't flat-foot it anymore.
Old Charlotte coming into contention now. Rob Haynes with that lead. Rob Haynes, I don't think did a lot of cup on last winter fall. I'm glad to see him back. 199 keeping that number. 60 of Jeff Merck, the previous winter and fall truck and Xfinity Series champion. Not so this summer series, that was Kyle Chadwick. Back to Chief Shaw. Hopefully he keeps going. I know he's a truck and super late model guy. Battle for third, I think, going on right now with Kevin Winter. Mark Jackson almost on the apron.
Yep, Mark Jackson trying to make a comeback after his whatever the issue was, whether he just got tight or loose, starting to try to march back towards the front. He's there with his teammate, and I believe he's got Justin Weichel, and I'm not sure who is with them.
That is Corey Blevins. Number change day to day for Corey Blevins.
Yeah, I'm seeing the right number. I'm seeing the right number tonight. It actually shows the 24 tonight.
Yeah, we were all confused last night. I think if Jeff Merck even passed him, he would be confused because he was up in the booth with us last night. It looks like Justin Michael hanging back. Mark Jackson, I know, only took 2 tires. He took right sides the first time. Did he take left side? Did you only take left sides and stagger those tires? It's not the same package of yesteryear. Kevin Winter has a distinct advantage on that outside. There goes Corey Blevins. Mark Jackson, that staggering, as I mentioned, probably suffering the most. I think if you take 2 tires, it's right sides only. Ron, anything on that?
4 tires. I wouldn't be playing with 2 tires, especially on the long run. You're going to see this. You're going to see what happens when you take 2 tires after a couple of quick short runs where you're flat footing for 4 or 5 laps, and then you come in and you take 2 tires. I think you're going to see a lot of these guys fall bad.
All right, but if you had to take 2 tires, let's say your strategy is 2 tires, do you ever just take left sides?
Depends on what the car is doing. If the car is really loose, taking left sides can tighten you up a little bit. If the car is really tight, just taking right sides can loosen you up. So not 90% of the time you're going to take right sides only if you are going to take 2 tires.
All right, 70% fuel, and knock on wood, this is our longest run so far. So hopefully we'll see green flag pit stops in our future. 1-2 up front, Rob Haynes and Jeff Merck. Real battles back there for third. They're do-si-doing. Justin Michael now on the inside of that run. 87 is my pick, Jeff Wood's pick. here this evening to get to the front. Justin Michael, consistent long green flag runner always, as is Kevin Winter, who's in front of him. But Justin Michael cursed, as is Kevin Winter sometimes, by over aggressive driving or just crashing out. Fast repair, I'm not sure who has used it. That is a great question. Justin Michael almost up into Corey Blevins. Outside line over a 2-lap side-by-side battle seems to be the best.
Just kind of running through the field here, showing where everybody's running. Got Ray Rich here currently in the 15th position, about 9 seconds off the lead pack. Topper is right behind him in 16th, about 9.3 seconds back. And then you got our winner from last night, Chris Voiles, not as successful as he was last night, but he does still have damage, so he has not fixed that car yet. He has not used his fast repair.
Maybe a long-term strategy there, Ron. I do see the left side damage, which in my opinion is more detrimental to the left side tire, where rather than getting on your exit of an entry of the corners, you can just control that by brake bias and throttle control. However, turning that car there for the 28 machine is probably a little bit different than what he's used to with that damage.
I would definitely agree with you. And now that it's become more car than pack, that damage is going to hurt him the longer that this stays green. So stays green, expect him to probably take his fast repair and get it repaired.
I'm not liking his line much either, but we won't dote on that. He's the last car on the lead lap. Hasn't really, fallen off. Brandon Murray, Justin Sick. Looks like Chief Shaw has officially said enough. I know he was out here running for fun tonight. Usually like I said, truck and super late model guy, at least what he's signed up to. We'll have to see, but 19 cars now left on the field. 17 of those on the lead lap. Rob Haynes controls the field. Jeff Merck, normally a super fast guy. Boy, this is just a throwback, Ron. I think you would be even sprinkled into this conversation of what we saw last fall winter series. God, I keep saying that. Last winter series. Rob Haynes, Jeff Merck, and Ronald Klein would be a good top 3 at the end of the season.
It was a lot of fun, and got to mention one of our guys we talked to. Here comes Jason Lance charging up beside the number 3, taking that inside line. Looks like he is going to clear Mark Jackson. So Jason Lance, definitely a guy who can get it done around here at this track. We know this. He won our first All-Star event that we put up. I think that was 2 seasons ago. Starting to move his way forward.
Yeah, I would like to just add on that. First All-Star event in this new era of loose lug nuts.
Yes.
So we've had past before All-Star events. So winners include Wes Holland to Jason Covington. Hopefully we'll see those great drivers and great points winners of all time back again for the Winter Series. Who knows? I'm calling you out, you two, and your teams. Get back to racing. That's what it's all about here at Loose Lug Nuts. Jason Lance, as you mentioned, good to see him back, doing well. We mentioned how much time he spent, maybe not as much as the Summer Series guys, doing really well. Corey Blevins last night, 24, 48, 25, whatever number he chooses to pick and go with. Now I have to change that on my spreadsheet. I might do it just so Ron has to talk longer. But a good run for him tonight.
I got a slow car down on the apron. Is that Justin Sick? Let's take a look. Yep, Justin wheeling it around here slowly towards pit road. Might have tagged the wall. We'll try to take a look at the right side of his car here.
I'm backing it up for you, seeing what happened. He was running solo. I think he may be just
car's clean.
Tonight.
His car is absolutely clean. Does not look like he's touched anything. I am literally swinging the camera all the way around the car. See no damage. We'll stay with him and see if he does a pit stop or if he just exits the car. He's doing a pit stop.
Remember, he
Yep.
rolled
Maybe
through.
he's the first to pit. Maybe he's our first
He's
first
out
to
of
pit.
fuel, though. He was out of fuel coming down, so that's going to extend his pit time. Unfortunate, he probably made a gamble in his head. I know he's not used to running with our guys at the top of this board here. You got to take some chances sometime. Good on him for that. It looks like he's going to probably call it a night. It stuck in that pit box. Rob Haynes still leads us around on the green flag. Don't want to see the other flag run. Rob Haynes really stretching it out here. Boy, if I could interview him at the end of the night and call him champion of some sort, I think he'd be proud of that. After Jeff Merck laid down the law in the last winter season, dethroning yourself, Ron, and Rob Haynes there from that championship run.
Yeah, I mean, when you get into those situations, if you are not absolutely on top of your game with in the final race of the season, you've got no chance. And Jeffrey Merck had it all figured out before he even hit the track, and it was great to get there. Who's pitting?
Jeff Merck.
Jeffrey Merck. Copy that.
Kevin Winter.
All right. Pit stops have begun.
I'm
going to go back to Rob Haynes, though. I'm going to go back to our leader because I want to see if he does the same thing that our leader from last night did.
Boy, that would be bad during long green flag runs, but who knows?
Nope, here he comes.
Kevin Winter,
Coming down pit road.
Is he coming in? All right. Justin Michael, what's he doing?
Justin Michael stayed out that lap, unless I am mistaken by the colors.
No, he's going through. He has to be able to take it down next time around. It's a little bit difficult. Hopefully they're calling out. That is actually official now. 17 of Justin Sick over the wall. We'll see what Justin Michael does.
Yep, we'll see what I'm on Justin right now, and he is No, he is not. He's staying out. Behind him was the 24 of Corey Blevins. He stayed out. Here comes, Mark Jackson just barely gets it wound up in time. I caught the very tail end of it. Jason Lance, Mark Jackson, and Bob Eldred down pit road.
Blevins, Michael, Pansula out. Boy, Pansula, I hope to God you're listening. Get down pit road.
All right, Rob Haynes back out on the track, so we'll see where he blends in. Kevin Winter, let's see where he's at on track. And let me see here. Got to find Kevin Winter in my list. And there he is, Kevin Winter.
Pit road really fast. Whoa, what a...
Mercked back down pit road?
No, sorry. God,
Marie down pit road.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so Jeffrey Merck and Kevin Winter are together going through 1 and 2 right now, and Rob Haynes is just in front of them. So he actually stayed out one extra lap, didn't lose much. If we fall back one spot.
Blevin getting off. Michael stayed out probably the longest of what I would call the fast guys. That's detrimental, but I think Michael is a little bit of a special circumstance that we can loop him in with people like James Lehman, Wes Holland, Justin Michael, maybe even Jeff Merck in that standard coming up in the future of guys you just cannot count out if they have a bad pit stop.
Michael out of his pit stall and charging back up on the track. We'll see where he blends in as the leaders go blowing by him.
That's going to count a lot of time. Maybe not so for Justin Michael. I think he'll blend in around.
He will blend in
spot.
in probably fourth if it all cycles through. He just came up behind Jeffrey Merck, so that'll put him probably fourth. Rob Haynes will be your leader once everything cycles through, but Kevin Winter made up a lot of time. Here comes Kevin Winter. Kevin Winter to the inside of Rob Haynes.
Oh, Katie, your pick out front now. Great pit stop as always. Great long run driver. Suffers some from the attrition factor. What do you got to say about his run so far?
I gotta say, I mean, he's still got 102 laps to go. I'm not gonna curse him and say he's doing super well, because just as soon as I do, something bad is just bound to happen. But you know, he's one who thinks ahead. I think he's got a good strategy when he goes into things, and I think he's going to time everything just about right. And as long as he doesn't get super aggressive or get tangled up into anything, I think, you know, he still has a really good chance of coming out as your winner.
Rob Haynes trying to put the pressure on. I don't think that's the right move from Rob Haynes. We talked about this last night a little bit, that where if you're running second during a long green flag run and you have, you know, a provisionally faster car than the man in front of you, you just wear him down, make him use it up. However,
But these cars act differently though. In the Xfinity car, when you're that close, you get a very bad aero push. With these cars, you don't. I don't see Rob really doing anything drastic. I don't see sudden lane changes. I don't see him doing a lot of things to abuse the car. That'll remain to be seen throughout the run. But I do agree with you to an extent. He was the fastest guy on the long run, like we saw John Pansula last night. Hopefully he won't make a similar mistake.
Yep, that is the thing. And I think Pansula realized that at the end of the race about tires. Two-car tandems hooking up. Justin Michael, Corey Blevins, Kevin Winter, Rob Haynes, obviously. Jeff Merck, a little bit, you know, monkey in the middle now inside this top five. Going to have to fall back eventually, probably to the latter half of what I just mentioned. Long green flag run, not so great for these 8 cars. It's all about tires now. We'll have to see what
Oh, we got one
advances here.
spin in here.
What number?
What's in? You got a number there?
I was trying to go back and figure out who it was.
Oh, Rob Haynes through the grass on the front stretch.
Oh, wow, that is not what Katie was calling out. Anything on your end, Katie?
I'm
Where's-
actually going back to look and see.
Is it the 73 possibly?
73 of Jeremy
Okay,
Crandell,
he
yeah.
just came up off pit road, so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Rob Haynes with a big scary moment there. I'm not sure if he brushed the wall or what happened, but he
Brandon Murray down the road. Nope, sorry, not Brandon Murray. There is someone down pit road. I'm just not sure who it is. Crandell. It's 73 of Crandell.
back down pit road again then, because he had just come off pit road, it looked like. I'm
He
gonna
had some hard contact with that wall, and then he spun all the way down through the grass, came back up, so I think he might have looped back around to pit road.
take a closer look at Rob Haynes and see if he's got some damage on the front of that car. Massive damage on the front of the 199 car on the right side.
Grass punch, man. That is, like I said, I mentioned I'm surprised that iRacing and NASCAR have kept the grass at Charlotte. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, he gets the wall again. As we're watching, we're kind of almost on board with him, but he has damage on the right front fender, and the right rear quarter panel looks like it's bowed down. So he hit pretty hard, but it didn't bend the spoiler. He'll probably be able to stay in the draft.
The 199 of Rob Haynes just has to hold on the car as long as he can. He might want to short pit it, and hopefully he unchecked that fast repair.
I was gonna ask, you know, Jeff and Ron, both of y'all race. Say you're in a 162 lap race just like this. You get a little bit of damage. I mean, just slight. Do you continue to run like that, you know, say further into the race and then use your
Yes.
fast repair?
You have to take it to the end of your pit cycle. If you come in and get off pit cycle, you're done. Your night's over. Now we got a lead change coming. Justin Michael making a move on Kevin Winter.
Yeah.
Clears him easily. Yep.
Yeah.
Now going back to what you were saying, Katie, Now, if you can work a strategy in your mind that plays out to where you can pit and only have to stop that many more times, the same as before, then you pit as soon as you possibly can. But otherwise, you just oh, Jeffrey Merck just got the wall.
What a hard hit too. That is Charlotte. Turn for the detriment to many racers. But as Ron was saying, I think, long green flag runs, you just can't take that. If it's slight damage, I would say. You just can't take that fast repair when it's available. If you're in a, I wouldn't say caution-filled race, but a 10-lap to 10-lap run race, it's a gamble. You have to determine when is the best possibility for me to take this damage. Do I earn extra damage afterwards? Where am I in the field? Where's the cautions? Boy, that's a lot of, X and Y axis there to plot that course, but I don't know. It's difficult in a long green flag run, which we find ourselves less than 100 laps left.
What is going on? What Kevin Winter has damage on his right front. Not as bad as some of the others, but he has damage on his right front fender. Somewhere along the line, he got the wall. Justin Michael is just walking away from him.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Justin Michael inevitably had the better pit stop call with where his tires and fuel led him. But long run guy Justin Michael, long run guy Kevin Winter. Kevin Winter seems to be losing that scenario. Pass for second place. There goes Corey Blevins, a guy who probably wished he had a second place last night, finding himself the lead just short of a win here on Loose Lug Nuts.
I gotta say it's the damage on Kevin. He's fallen back 2 seconds off of Justin Michael in like 3 or 4 laps, maybe 5 at the most. And Blevins is starting to drive away from him. Merck's not making up any because he has damage as well, and then the 199 has damage. So the 3 cars in a row, 78, 60, and 199, all have right front damage.
I kind of went back a good little ways, and it looked like Kevin Winter actually hit that right front before he got passed by Justin Michael. So it looked like about a half a straightaway before that. So he's been pushing this for a while too.
Yeah. So that's definitely why Justin caught him as quickly as he did and then just drove away from him.
Well, I continue further back in the back. I'm looking at Mark Jackson, John Pansula. It may not be the fastest cars on the track. They're not definitely working together. They would be better nose to tail, in my opinion. But, guys that I think that could move up with the damage concurred with our top 5 going forward. Jason Lance is back there. Just got passed by Brandon Murray. Brandon Murray sideways.
And trying to get on him real quick.
Not sure if that's going to cause a question. Did he come back out on the track?
That was not Brandon Murray.
Oh, was it? Who was it?
No, I'm not sure, but I'm on Brandon Murray, and I am live. Brandon Murray is 3 laps down. He's on the track.
Crandell or Sick? I think it was Crandell. I know Justin Sick not maybe just, but disconnected last. Crandell now disconnecting. I believe it was the 73.
I believe you're probably correct.
Unfortunately, it is a non-points race. It's all about the end for these drivers, but also I hope they communicate in the effort of at least running a race. Charlotte is on the schedule, and I'm almost guaranteeing it will be one of the special event races in the future. John, please tell me I'm wrong, but usually Chicagoland, Charlotte, maybe Talladega. I'm just predicting the forecast at this point.
All right, so starting at the top of the field, I'm going to focus on the leader, which is currently Justin Michael, and I'm gonna bring up the rear chase cam And I'm going to look at everybody's car on their front end to see what we got going on. So first of all, we've got the number 87 of Justin Michael driving the 511 tactical car, looking good, looking clean. He did have that little bit of scrape on the driver's side door, but not affecting him in any way right now. Jumping back to the number 24 of Corey Blevins, he's 2.2 seconds back, driving the Heartland Chevrolet Camaro, looking clean. Jump back to Kevin Winter. We noted that he had a little bit of right front damage, and that let me jump back. Let's see. He's got the Mountain Dew. Yeah, forgot about that. Kevin's always a Mountain Dew guy.
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew Camaro. Then we jump back to Jeffrey Merck and that beautiful POW MIA, never forgotten Toyota Camry. He does have damage on his right front. Jumping one more spot back, sitting in 5th place, the 199 of Rob Haynes driving the Caterpillar Ford Mustang, has right front fender damage and left rear fender damage. Now we jump back to the number 3 car of Mark Jackson, looking clean and green in the Blue Angels Foundation Chevrolet Camaro. Jumping back to 7th place, John Pansula driving the Miller Genuine Draft car tonight with Mobil 1 Ford Mustang. Looks clean, no real damage that I can see. Half a straightaway back, we're looking at the Pennzoil Chevrolet Camaro driven by Jason Lance, and there looks to be ever slight damage on that right front fender. There's a little crack that I can see there, not major, but there is a little bit of damage. Number 16 of Ken Richardson, who was in that wreck very early on driving the Can-Am Ford Mustang.
Rob Haynes, sorry, down the road. Continue.
Looking pretty clean. Then further back we've got Bob Eldred. Not sure why it just skipped over Bob Eldred there, but Bob Eldred in the 38 car. He might be a lap down. That's probably why. Jumping to 9th place.
Pit stops.
All right, and who we got on pit road? We'll jump to pit stops.
Yeah, Rob Haynes, quick and away on this pit stop in that 199 machine. I'm going to wind just a little bit back to see what the man did. They have 4-tire stop. Don't got to concur too much beyond that after seeing the left and right side go up. I don't think he canceled the left side. We'll have to see how that affects him. Setting the stage, though, Justin Michael stayed out the longest as we ran through that top 10, almost into the top 11. Drivers with Ron. I don't think Justin Michael's going to pit for a while. Rob Haynes with an early gamble, though. Let's dote on that a little bit. What type of gamble is it? Because I think we have at least one more pit stop under green flag conditions.
It wasn't a gamble. It was calculated like we were talking about earlier. When do you need to go versus when can you go? I think Rob Haynes figured out his fuel mileage, knew that he was within his window to probably make it on 2 more stops, and said, I got to get this damage fixed. Looked at his car after he came off pit road. There's no damage on his car, so he took his fast repair. He's out there passing Tony Romack right now, trying to make up as much time as possible.
Yeah, dog agrees with you there, Ron. Boy, that dog certainly likes to disagree or agree with you depending on the situation. Justin Michael still out front. I see another car just getting back on the speedway. Blevins there running a strong second. I did not expect him up there at the front here tonight. With a clean car at least, I think that's a benefit to him versus, Kevin Winter, Mark, Jackson, whoever else might have slight right front damage. That flare here at Charlotte is not effective like it is in the draft at Daytona. Still waiting on the here. Justin Michael going around, gonna keep going. I think we'll see him in 5 to 10 laps. He's gonna push it as much as he can to one pit stop, and then manage tires and fuel beyond that, barring a caution. Blevins 2 seconds back. Michael with a huge advantage. I am looking like Nostradamus here. Jeff Merck third. Mark Jackson, our pole sitter, holding on to fourth. A great run, but you know, we missed the action that booted him back to that position. I would say Mark Jackson is not known for his long runs, but you know, effectively making a long run here. I would vote, in my opinion, the races that I have seen from Mark Jackson have been within 15 to 20 laps where he completed his win. He has to make some moves here, so our pole sitter, Mark Jackson, in that 3 Blue Angels machine, has to make a move on this last pit stop.
I think that Charlotte is the one exception. Mark Jackson, I've seen him win a lot here. A lot of the times it's been long run and fuel strategy. So this seems like a really great place for him. That's kind of why in the beginning I was kind of rooting for him and I was going to pick him. But getting back to what you're saying, I would be interested to find out what happened to him, what set him back.
Yep, that's an unknown at this portion of the race. When he did have a setback, unfortunately for him, it wasn't during the first quick couple cautions. And Kelly Todd out there on YouTube, great race. Yes, I would have to agree. Quick cautions, you know, figuring out what you can do on the track, what you can't do. Down to the long green flag runs as we stand. Ron, you set up this race. Jeff Merck down pit road. Do we have green, white checkers if that comes available?
I do believe that I set up 3.
All right, that is the standard for Loose Lug Nuts Racing through the summer season. Don't know if that will maintain. I would say at least 2 is responsible, as at least excitement up here in the booth that I find myself in most naturally at this situation.
Huh.
So,
Jeffrey Merck did not get his car repaired. I wonder if he knows he has a fast repair or if he used it already.
Yeah, Mark Jackson down pit road. So I would garner to say next to last pit stop, maybe.
Quite a few. Yes. I think they're trying to stretch it on one more stop. Quite a few cars actually down pit road. I'm seeing the
Lance
Pennzoil car of Lance and some others in the distance. Go back out on track and get the camera on Justin Michael. Oh, Justin Michael and Corey Blevins both down.
him.
Looks like
Yeah,
Ray
I'm a
Richter
fo-
had some trouble getting into pit lane.
Oh boy, that's gonna hurt him. I know he's a great long run driver, likes to mix it up. We almost saw him squeak away a win at the last race at Atlanta. Justin Michael, 4 tires, fuel.
Looks like something has gone wrong with the 44 car. He must have disconnected.
Probably. We'll keep an eye on that. Maybe I can wind it back for the 44 on my end and give that perspective.
Well, Katie had said that he had some issues coming on to pit road. Maybe he
Ooh, wow. He entered pit road speed more or less in turn 3.
And it
maybe
looked like he just went straight along the wall through the grass
Oh, boy.
alongside the pits.
Yeah, with that new pit wall barrier there, though not in the past. I know it wasn't there in the past either. But we got the pit wall barrier, obviously. He tapped the brakes coming into the final apex of pit lane turn and just headed straight to the turn 4 wall.
All right, guys. So some interesting stuff going on here. Pit cycles are complete, or near complete. Right now, I'm showing Rob Haynes back out front.
We'll have to see. Do we know the difference?
Right now, I got Rob Haynes out
Michael.
front and Kevin Winter in second, 1.6 back. Justin Michaels 3.2 seconds back, and Corey Blevins 5.8 seconds back. Kevin Winter does seem to be closing pretty rapidly. So mark this right now. Yeah, 2/10 already this lap. Winter's going to catch him very rapidly, as well as Justin Michael. But Rob Haynes had no choice. He had to get that car repaired in order to have any shot to be running up front.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The speed difference per tire, or tires, I should say, 4 tires. I don't think if you're making a 2-tire call here is smart. So 4 tires probably the norm for drivers during this long green flag run. We're hitting the later half of the race. I believe we have 1 pit stop remaining based on their current situation. Kevin Winter up to second. Rob Haynes, guys, be proud of himself, but Justin Michaels is probably going to close that gap.
Yeah, Kevin Winter has definitely closed it up. Going to jump down the rear chase. Has either not used the fast repair or has burned it. Kevin Winter still has damage on the left front. That means that he is using his tires up to catch Rob Haynes, and Justin Michael is coming in a hurry.
Justin Michael's closing, yeah. Rob Haynes is going to lose that lead for this lap. Kevin Winter's probably going to lose it eventually overall. This is a situation where I find Justin Michael making the most mistakes, though. He's my pick, but boy,
he's going to blow by. He's going to blow by Winter. He's gone. That damage that Kevin has. That was 3 seconds in 3 laps. Justin Michael caught Rob Haynes and already has him nearly a second back. He's 0.7 seconds behind, 0.8 seconds behind, 0.9, and it's just going to continue to climb. Justin Michaels is going to check out. As long as he makes no mistakes, it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely interesting on that factor. I've kind of thrown my flag in there for yay my pick, but at the same time I want to see what Kevin Winter does. You mentioned he has damage. If he can not necessarily give, this is really early in the run to give up that big of a gap, 5/10. We're going to see what it is at the line. That is a second. Wow.
Yeah.
Can he make that up with a clean car with 1 fast repair if he has it?
No. Once Justin Michael runs this cycle through with the damage that Kevin has, he's going to be probably, in my opinion, he's going to be probably 7 seconds back.
Yeah, last time we saw Justin Michael, though, here at Charlotte, turn 4, lap 1, it wasn't so great for him. This time, easing off the throttle in the beginning, playing the best benefit for the 87 machine. Kevin Winter there, second. Have to be proud of his run with a damaged car.
I'll tell you, one that has just absolutely impressed me tonight has been Tony Romack. I mean, he started 20th. He's up to 9th now. Before that last pit cycle, he had worked his way all the way up to 6th. But, I mean, he's just running a clean race tonight. I think he's just sitting back there comfortable. But, I mean, he's definitely impressing me tonight for sure.
He's in a battle right now with the 28 car and the 38 car. 28 car does look like he took and got his damage repaired. Good little battle, good little 3-car battle going on here. Probably the best battle on the track, actually.
Yeah, battle behind them too, as I saw a car pass down the bottom, but 28 still door-to-door with Romack. Romack finishing top 10 last night in the Xfinity car at Charlotte for that special event of non-winners. That's a good race I would like to see in the future too, with a steady amount of rookies entering the asphalt side of loose lug nuts in the future. We'll have to see. 44 Ray Richard off the field, like we mentioned previously. Tony Romack, I think he could be the next champion in the eyes of Jeff Gilmore of how he won his Summer Cup Series. Jeff Gilmore not winning a race, but consistent nonetheless. Jeff Gilmore always showing up at the end of the race inside the top 10, top 5, top 15, however you want to put it. Best in the 110 off the track. Romack, in my opinion, has that opportunity if he can stay clean.
Blevins is now past Kevin Winter. He is 2.6 seconds back. Still clean. 199 back to 4th place. He's clean, but he is now 5 seconds back.
Yeah, unless something happens to the 87 machine with St. Michael, I don't think Blevins catches him. But Blevins showing a strong second and strong long run, I would say. That 24 machine treating him better with that number here tonight in the A car. It's doing well for him, and I think he has this a race better figured out under the 1.5 mile versus the 2 mile oval of California Auto Club, however you want to say it, and the Xfinity car, which is comparative to the A car, is a more of a you've got to drive the car versus run the car.
Just kind of walking through the field, kind of showing what everybody kind of has for damage, and getting everybody a little bit of camera time here. Brandon Murray's got a clean car, but man, that issue where he went spinning through the infield really set him back 2 laps down, sorry.
Yeah, good battle going on with Chris Boyles, Tony Romack, and I believe that is Bob Eldred a few laps down. 1 lap down, excuse me. Currently, if a caution would out, Bob Eldred would be the first car 1 lap down and get the free pass around the pace car, barring damage on the caution lap. He's running a semi-clean race. Bob Eldred 14th, Tony Romack all the way up to 9th. Chris Voiles hanging on to the lead lap position. Winner of last night's Auto Club Xfinity special event race, non-points race winners. Bob Eldred looked like he almost contacted the wall. We'll have to see how that develops. But
Justin Michael in heavy traffic here, guys. Just had to get past Topper and the 397 of Sean Zulu. He is now coming up on the back of Brandon Murray. So does actually seem to be slowing him down just a little bit. Corey Blevins was 2.6 seconds back. Blevins is now only 2.4 seconds back. So little update there.
And Brandon Murray laps down on that situation. Doesn't have to necessarily hold him up too much, but in his right, he's probably with Bob Eldridge, Topper Dugas, Michael Whitaker. I believe that's... Boy, a lot of these guys are falling laps down from where I've seen them last, but you try to hold on as much as you can. Damage is a big perspective, at least at this 1.5 mile. A little bit quirky of a front straightaway Charlotte. I think Justin Michael has to watch what he does here. Brandon Murray was fast early on. Don't know how his race developed overall, but looks like Justin Michael is going to look for the pass here.
I think Brandon's very courteous driver. Yeah, he just lets him have it.
All right, Corey Blevins, provisional second place driver at the moment. I have to see how this goes through pit stops, but what a race for the 24 machine.
Let's keep walking him down, and I'll put the cameras on him, Jeff. We got I'm on Corey Blevins. We were just on Justin Michael. Let's keep walking through the field.
All right, Kevin Winter, third base. I think he could do a lot better if it wasn't for what Ron's calling out as damage here. And I think Rob Haynes is suffering from the same. I'm not really sure. Not getting.
Rob is actually suffering from tires. He pitted way earlier than the rest of those guys.
All right. I mean, Rob Haynes is always a safe pick to win a race, top 5. But running that 4th place behind Kevin Winter looks to make the pass eventually, I would say, in the next lap or two, but we're not going to be able to view it as we continue our rundown. Pole sitter Mark Jackson under fire right now. 5th place on this lap. He currently runs, doing well. Top 5 spot, but Ken Richardson, or Boy, is Ken Richardson well down the line. 3 laps down. Sorry. Ken Richardson would be a good top 5 pick, but he is out of that contention. Jeff Merck will be our next driver, running solo. 6th on the board is the 60 machine. I thought he had a good outside run to win this race. John Pansula, 2nd place last night, and that 01 machine, 7th, running down. No one at the moment. Jason Lance doing the same thing, trying to catch John Pansula, 86. Pennzoil Machine, 8th on that board. Tony Romack in the 62. Still in a battle with Chris Voyle. Side by side they go. 9th place, 10th place. Let's look at that 10th place machine, and Chris Voyle choosing the outside. Bob Eldred in front of him. Side by side they go. Sean Zulu will be 11th place. The last car on lead lap, 397 of Sean Zulu. Looks like Boyles gets that battle ahead of him. So that is our lead lap top 11. Michael Whitaker is first car, 1 lap down, and he is pitting. So pit cycle is going to be coming up. Let's go back to our leader and see how long Justin Michael chooses to stay out.
Interesting fact here. Looking at his stat sheets, Corey Blevins is, it's not a lot, but Corey Blevins has knocked off another 2/10. He's 2.2 seconds back. So Corey Blevins might be actually better on the longer run, or he's getting through traffic better.
I think traffic is the consideration. When I see the lead lap car, the guy winning the race, at this point, I either give him longer than hard time that he deserves, or I give him the lead quickly. And this standard, I would just say Justin Michael has been raced a little bit more efficiently than Corey Blevins.
Looks like Rob Haynes is out of fuel on the back stretch.
Oh boy. Yeah, he took a long dive down turn 3. I'm watching him. You called it out even before. He has to
He's out.
repair this
I
car here.
can't hear it. He's got it repaired, but he's out of fuel. I don't know if he can make 39 laps. Luckily, he had
Well, you
enough speed to
slowed it
make it.
down. That was a hard break.
He'll make it into his pit stop, but he's going to lose a ton of time. And he and Kevin Winter were already 8 seconds back. So I had said 7 seconds. I was off by a second. He's 8 seconds. He's barely creeping now. He is down to 29, 28 miles an hour. And he's going to come to a rest in his pit stop and probably lose 5+ seconds by running out of fuel.
And he tried to stretch it. We mentioned that he was one of the early cars down pit road, maybe anticipating a late caution. Hard to gamble, but Rob Haynes does. It didn't lose him he didn't gamble this much, I would say, during the last Winter Series. So a little bit of gamble here going into the preseason and a special event. I wouldn't expect the same call from him in the 199 into the future.
And especially when it's a non-points racing for fun, or just racing for a win, you got to do everything that you can to win. And if you come up short on it, so be it. He had the damage. He pitted early, got the damage repaired, and he took a chance, and it just didn't work his way. But doesn't mean he's out of it, because he will be very fast. On Kevin Winter coming down pit road. We'll see if
Mark
he
Jackson stays out.
see if he gets that repaired this time.
Michael's continuing on, as does it look like Blevins. Mark Jackson well behind our leaders. I don't know if he's signaling pit road. Don't see the brakes igniting. Pansula, that top 4 machine. I think, Justin Michael, Corey Blevins, the rest of the guys can afford to stay out. But Kevin Winter, Rob Haynes, those type of guys have to pit now and stretch it to the very end. Topper calling it quits here tonight. Katie, you got any insight on that?
He was coming down into the pits and somehow got spun sideways and was actually out of fuel before he made it to his pit box, and, you know, kind of just called it a night.
Typical thing. Gotta watch that brake bias, gotta watch the tire wear. We'll see the 33 machine into the preseason and into the future winter series. Justin Michael continuing to stay out. I don't think this is a bad call. He's timed it perfectly and shown that he's had the speed. Corey Blevins doing the same. Mark Jackson signaling pit road, maybe a little bit fast. Don't see any tire burn there. I will watch Mark Jackson. I think we'll keep on the speedway. We'll see how far Mark Jackson falls during this pit run. Chris Boyles, our winner last night, even before Topper Dugas decides to take it over the wall and call it a night. 28 machine done for the evening. May not be a near perfect night that we saw last night, but all together, guys, this is a pretty well run race.
Yes, but I got a question for both of you. You're the 24 car. You are slowly losing a little bit of time over this long run. Do you short pit?
Yes. I'm sorry. You got to take advantage over what your competitor does. Justin Michael is one of the few guys who.
Justin Michael down pit road. Oh, he's hot.
I think he burned it.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's going to be okay. I think he probably locked it up and got it down. Well, he had it locked up before he hit the line. I bet he probably got it down under. And as long as he kept it under just long enough, he should be okay. We'll watch him and see if Blevins passes him on the way out.
Left side's going up for Justin Michael. He's sitting there. I think he...
No, he didn't get a penalty. No speeding penalty.
Boy, lucky.
Blevins did not take the opportunity to try to get in before. Comes out just behind Michaels. Pansula, one of the last cars to pit. He stayed out the longest. He is now down pit road. I can see that. I can understand that tonight. If he would have stayed out and the caution would come out, he would have been on the lead lap all by himself. So,
yeah, not a bad call from Pansula. We have around 30 laps remaining in this race, a little bit less, but not a bad call. I think he can make up the time. It's not like Auto Club last night where the fastest line won, and Pansula and the 28 machine of Chris Voiles had the fast lines. So I think Pansula can make up some difference. Top 5 machine from the 01 tonight. Justin Michael going to be back on the speedway probably with the best interval of time.
It's still about a 2.4 second gap between the two. I can go into blimp mode here and we might be able to get them both in the same picture. Just barely.
Yeah, I'm seeing Justin Michael cross the line right now. On the iRacing side of things, Blevins about 2 seconds behind. I imagine the margin will, not tremendously gap, but, 2 seconds might be the hold. Justin Michael's race to lose with less than 30 laps to go. We're heading to 162. Justin Michael is going to complete 136. Blevins second. Kevin Winter holds on to third. Not too far back, but, I think the final results will tally to the 1-2 position so far.
I'll tell you what, Corey Blevins is saying it don't matter checkers or wreckers because He has closed it down to a 1.8 second gap right now. So he's going to burn the tires off of it and get to him down to 1.4 seconds now.
As it stands, that before machine last night to tonight, two top 5 finishes in a row. That has to be tremendously helpful to his confidence heading into the Winter Series. He's under fire a little bit from Romac, but Romac probably a lap down at the moment.
I almost wonder if Romac wasn't helping him out a little bit there.
Romac could be helping him out. I mean, Aero Push, early tires, 1-2 car tandem, probably be a little bit successful. I think the 2x2 scenario is a little bit more aerodynamically proficient with door, draft, and such forth. But we see that current situation. I would like to point out our 8th place current runner, Michael Whitaker, right now. 097, 16th to 8th. I would assume one of the largest runners up on the lead. Well, nope, now not on the lead lap, but still, what a run from him. Pansula now the last car on the lead lap. Jason Lane, excuse me.
I don't know. Blevins is cutting it down. He's got it down under a second. Is he going to have anything when he gets there?
I think Justin Michael's saving, opinion-wise, but...
I don't disagree with you, but if you can get to him...
Oh, yeah, you can make someone nervous, for sure. But
there's still a lot of laps to go.
There's a ton of laps to go, and all you got to do is move them a little bit, and there goes someone's tires, even if they keep it. So, I don't know. Justin Michael probably let him get to the back bumper and then drive away, in my opinion. 87 cruising as it is. Fuel-wise, I don't think we have to worry about anything unless I'm totally miscalculated on the situation.
I think they pitted safe. The leaders all pitted probably safely within the window.
He's not giving up the chase here. There goes Blevins with, we haven't added in the factor of Tony Romac. So
that's what I'm saying. I think that Romac is probably helping Blevins here, maybe not intentionally or maybe intentionally. Romac does just clip the wall there.
I don't think that affected his speed too much. Romac, I'm looking him for on the board here. Romac, first car, 1 lap down. So, he's effectively running his best race possible for a caution, so to say. So if the caution flew right now, he would get the waiver out, barring incidents. And so he has to run what he's doing. But I think, unfortunately for Blevins, he's starting to skip away, or he has caught the draft of Justin Michael.
Yeah, I really think that Romac being right behind him was helping him, because the gap has kind of stabilized between Michael and Blevins. So I think Romac was really being behind him was actually helping him get up there.
So Blevins running as fast as he is, comparative to Romac. Do you burp the throttle to get back to Romac? To get that 1-2 tandem? Is that Blevins' future right now to catch the leader?
I don't know how much damage Romac took when he hit that wall, but as soon as he hit that wall, he was unable to keep up with Blevins. I think that if he was the blurp it's pretty much over for Blevins. I think the only thing that he can really do now is just try to run and hope that Michaels makes a mistake, because Michaels is slowly opening it back up again.
Yeah, Michaels chasing down the last car on the lead lap. That is Jason Lance in the 86 Pennzoil machine. We'll see how it goes further for that. 86 technically can run him as hard as he wants to. Gives the bottom. We'll have the pass in turn 1 and 2. He could have ran him hard, but he chose not to. That's going to help Michaels tremendously. The burping of the throttle there, maybe not in the perspective of the 24 machine of Corey Blevins. Good runs night to night, back to back for the 24 machine, 25 machine, 48, however you want to see them. Let's see what is our top three. We'll move over to Kevin Winter, 9 seconds back from our leader.
Definitely not the night Kevin was looking for. That damage did him in early. I'm assuming he must have either not realized he had a fast repair, or he actually had damage earlier that we didn't see, and got it repaired, and then must have gotten into the wall when Katie said that she had seen that he got in the wall. So probably not the night that Kevin was looking for.
Yeah, most definitely. Jeff Merck, our next car back. Probably our last run down here of the evening. 4th place, Jeff Merck. A little bit under fire from Bob Eldred, but who is multiple laps down in that 38 machine. Having a solid run, maybe not the successful run he hoped for. 5th place, Mark Jackson, Blue Angels number 3, running his race. Fast qualifier, but not the fastest man on the track at the moment. We'll see how he develops. Pansula, 6th. Last car on the lead lap is the 01 machine. 2nd place finisher from last night, Xfinity Auto Club. He has to be hoping to gain some time, or hopefully he pitted correctly to make him eligible for not running out of fuel. First car 1 lap down is Jason Lanson, 7th. Romac there along that line, 1 lap down, 8th. So that's a battle potentially going on with the middleman of Jason Lance, 1 lap down. It's a big old battle. Sean Zulu out of the picture though, 9th. And we'll round out our top 10. Michael Whitaker up to 10th, 1 lap down. And the guy, monkey out of the middle, or what happened, Ron, or Katie, or whoever can comment on the situation. Rob Haynes, 199, who I picked as probably a 2nd place driver here tonight, finds himself in 11th place, 1 lap down. All right, Katie, any driver you're following outside of what we mentioned through the top 11 that is battling onward, or you've had your eye on?
I've kind of just been glancing through the field. I mean, everybody's pretty much stretched out right now, and it's hard to, find a super interesting battle going on. Like I said, my eye has kind of been caught by Tony Romac tonight, because this is, even though he's a lap down, it's one of the better races that I've seen him run. So, kind of been bouncing back and forth between him. John Pansula is, running really good tonight. So is Jeff Merck. And, I hate to say it because Kevin Winter was my pick. I hate to see him, 12 seconds behind. But, if it wasn't for that damage, I think he'd be up there a little further. But, 1 and 2 are still putting on a pretty good run for us up front.
Yeah, 1, 2, it goes. Blevins, that 2nd place machine. Now 1.5 seconds back. Justin Michael showing him how to run this racetrack solo-wise. Aero package, be damned. Kevin Winter, you mentioned your pick there, Katie, in the 78 machine. I think he has a comfortable 3rd. That is our podium. Jeff Merck could...
there's a chance here. Yep, there's a chance here. Bob Eldred could actually help Jeffrey Merck get up to, with 6 laps to go. There's only about a 2nd difference between Jeff Merck and Kevin Winter. So there's a chance that there could be a little battle right there at the end for 3rd and 4th, but we'll have to keep our eyes on it.
Yeah, imagine we'll talk to the top 5 drivers tonight verbally about their race and about their future going forward into the winter series. I think this is one of the last, unless Matt Egan gets bored with his week and starting his senior year of high school. So maybe last race before we see the winter season overall. We'll have to manage that. Justin Michael, lap 158, down officially in the books, on to 159. Closing laps of this race, it really doesn't matter. Well, I guess it does. If caution came out, we see a green light checkered, but we're not going to, because the racers are better than this, and this is green flag racing at its best. Justin Michael leading that. Blevins officially second. Third, Kevin Winter. I'm looking for the battle. Jeff Merck may have a battle, but why battle with Bob Eldred? Mark Jackson probably could battle with Rob Haynes, but why battle? Because Rob Haynes is a lap down. Pansulov, boy, it is just a weird race.
The only battle that's going on right now is Tony Romack and Jason Lance. They're lap down, fighting for 8th place. Actually, they're fighting for 7th place. Romack to the inside with 3 to go.
Yeah, we'll continue to cover the battle until the final lap at least. It'll be coming up 1 lap to go. Justin Michael on the final lap officially. Let's go ahead and view him through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Justin Michael, he could, I wouldn't lift the throttle, but he could let off just a little bit. He's going to be the winner. I am no.
Not yet. You're one early. You're one early.
Am I one early? I don't think so.
One early. Got one to go.
God.
One to go.
One to go.
Final lap.
I get ahead of myself.
You better be careful, because if Justin was listening and he lifted.
Yeah, Justin Michael, I'll pay you $5 iRacing dollars if you lift it there. But he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. And going through 3 and 4, there you go. Pick it up and take it home.
We like views, but drivers really don't listen because we have no idea what we're talking about. Justin Michael wins the race. Blevins comes home second. Kevin Winter outside of 3 and 4. Here he goes. He'll be heading home third. That's the podium. Outside of that, Jeff Burke finishing. Mark Jackson now come across the line, top 5. We'll go ahead and get those winners up there. I'll continue down the top 10 as Ronald Klein lines up our interviews. Pansula 6th. Romack 7th. Jason Lance 8th in the 86 machine. Sean Zulu, I hope I see a good future from him. 397 Sean Zulu 9th. Rob Haynes, unfortunately, 10th. Mark Jackson viewing just in front of him. Mark Jackson, he was 5th. I called him already. So we're going to have some interviews coming up. That's on the board. Our top 10. I'll try not to exit out early so we can run down that top field after this. But who has... I'll take Justin Michael. I called him as my winner. I'll interview him for first place. Justin Michael, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
All right. I picked you. You started second. Not a bad pick, in my opinion, but winning the loosely filled special event race here tonight. A car at Charlotte. How did it feel?
I tell you, it feels good. The car ran good all night. We got some damage there early on. I want to say lap like 4 or 5, and ran with it all the rest of the night up until that last pit stop. I used my reset, so I almost didn't use it just in case it was a late wreck or something. But figured we'd go ahead and gamble with it. But I think that really helped us there at the end.
Yeah, definitely. We saw the contact, which I would say was our proverbially first incident on the field. You were on the outside of that, probably pushed you into the wall. Whatever damage you may have occurred. I think you had the strongest long run car here tonight, which was shown with the tremendous driving ability of all drivers included of how to finish a race under green flag conditions.
Yeah, I tell you, we just kind of took it easy the first the first 10 or so laps. That way we didn't burn the tires off, and it was just getting down to the white line. lifting early, get down to the white line, and I know a lot of people were running half a groove up, and we were just taking advantage of that with the tire wear. And if it wouldn't been for him he was basically being drafted up to me because I didn't have any help. Lead probably would have been a lot further, but he did a good job trying to get back up to me. Just being pushed that long, that hard, it really burned his tires up. I know.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But great finish here tonight. First place. Let's talk about the future. We did that a little bit with an interview. Let's conclude that style of an interview here tonight with you before you thank your sponsors. Going into the preseason, winter season, I think officially running trucks and sprinkling in the rest. What are you looking at? What do you hope to do?
Definitely gonna run for trucks. Xfinity cars on Saturdays, I highly doubt it. I'll show up when I can because I work. Sundays, I mean, I don't know. I used to hate these cars, but I really like them now. So I don't know. Maybe I'll show up on Sundays too and try for a top 5 in points.
All right, Mr. Michael, as always, go ahead and thank those sponsors.
Oh, yeah, just everybody out there watching, because you guys put on a good show out there. As always, John for putting on the leg. I think my friend Darren's out there watching. He just sent me a text a minute ago. I'm always glad he's watching. He's always out there rooting for me. I appreciate it.
All right, 87 Justin Michael, winner here tonight. Last special event before we hit the winter season. Good luck in that, sir, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
All right, before Ron chimes in, we'll move into second place. We'll allow Corey Blevins up into that second place spot, and Katie Dugas with the interview.
Hey, Corey, it's Katie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, got a copy.
Well, sir, taking home a second place finish, and right there towards the end, we noticed you gaining quite a good bit of ground. Was Tony Romack running behind you? Was he kind of helping push you out, a little bit from behind there?
Yeah, that was that he was trying to get me up there. I would have probably finished about 3 or 4 seconds behind Justin there had he not done that, but good finish overall. I did everything I could to get to Justin, but it just, if he would have made a mistake, got in the wall, or had a bad pit mistake, or something like that, I would have been there.
Well, we were talking to everybody about the future of lug nuts next season. What all are you anticipating on running with us for the wintertime?
Yeah, my main series are going to be Cup and Truck. I will run Xfinity top, part-time when I can. But my main series is definitely going to be focusing on Truck and Cup, for sure.
All right, sir. Well, you think there was anything you could have done different there at the end to try to get that win?
I don't think so. I've raced with Justin a lot previously. He's a pretty good driver. I'm getting there, though. I'm slowly, I believe I'm starting to understand what he's doing a little bit more. So I'm definitely better than I have been previously against him. I've raced with him in other leagues, so I'm kind of looking forward to this upcoming season, maybe trying to see if I can get a win or two from Justin, because I know he's going to win a lot.
All right, sir. Well, before we let you go, are there any sponsors or anyone in particular you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I have Heartland Payment Systems on my car. It's a company I work for, and then I've got Keys Architects and Associates, and also design my own cars. It's Blevins Design. So if you saw the blue flames dark car, I did that tonight before we raced. So.
Well, I'd say it's a good looking ride, sir, and congratulations on your second place finish.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, moving on. Ronald Klein will pick up third place finish with Kevin Winter.
Kevin Winter, this is Ronald Klein up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
10-4.
All right, man. You put on a heck of a show tonight. Came up a little bit short. We were putting the cameras all over the place. Noticed that you had some right front fender damage. Did you burn through a fast repair? Didn't know you had one? Or what exactly happened?
No, we didn't use it. That's just what happens when you look down and the gauge is too much and you don't pay attention to what's heading in. I think we just might have just scraped the right front wall there a little bit. And that's just what you get for not paying attention.
Copy that. Well, talk to me about your race and how pleased are you with the third place finish tonight?
I mean, I think it could have gotten a lot better than that. The first few cautions there, we just took right sides. We just tried to keep our track position up because, with this rules package and the way this track is and how grepped up the car was, it was a pretty scary pack racing going on. So you kind of wanted to be up front and just stay out of the mix out of it. And then, then it went green from there. The first green flag pit stops we had, our left sides were pretty even with the right side. So, it kind of got me thinking about pit strategy. So we started pitting, I think it was like 5 or 6 laps earlier than what we had to. And then that's when you started seeing the guys who stayed out as long as they could. Their tires, 5 laps, just, they just screamed by us, blew our doors off. We were praying for a caution to come out so we can get evened up again because, we were just on no tires. We were out of sequence and, we tried something and it didn't work at Charlotte. It's definitely going to go the notes for the next time.
Well, copy that, sir. Big season coming up. We got a preseason starting next week. You got your series that you're running on Tuesday night. Talk a little bit real quick about our Tuesday night series that you got going on over there.
So yeah, we brought the bump and run series back out, and the super late models, hitting all those short half-mile tracks there, and tracks like Five Flags, Martinsville, the big ones, and we got the USA International coming up in 2 days. A lot of fun. We got a bunch of drivers coming out. Racing's been real good. Come on out and show us your skills and have some fun.
Excellent information there. What about the upcoming season with the Winter Series? Where can we see Kevin Winter running? What nights do we expect to tune in to see Kevin?
We'll be coming out to support the trucks as much as we can. I think we've missed a few races last season, but we'll definitely be out there Sunday nights with the Cup. Try to rebound, have a better season than we did the last winter season. We had a bit of a rough patch there, so we'll come back and see what we can do and get ourselves a better standing position.
Excellent information. Thanks for your time tonight. Appreciate everything that you do for the league. Appreciate you coming out here and supporting Loose Lug Nuts. Anybody you'd like to give a final shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, you guys up here and doing your broadcast here. I'm sure I'm gonna go back and watch it and see how the race unfolded. John Hendrick, everything he does, and creating this fantastic league. We can race multiple races every week. There's always some racing out here. All the admins who do the work getting these series running, and heck yeah.
All right, Kevin, thanks for your time. Congratulations on a third place finish, and we'll see you in the upcoming weeks.
10-4. Cheers, guys.
All right, well, Ron, I'll take 4th place here tonight, and that will be Jeff Merck here on the special event night. We saw him in the booth last night. You got a copy, sir?
I do, Mr. Wood. What is up?
Well, not as successful as I think you would have hoped, but Charlotte, a car, it is what it is. You ran a successful race, obviously top 5. Would have been very valuable in points if that was the matter. So speak to the style of racing you saw.
Yeah, there's a couple guys a little aggressive early on. We're doing little. Then once everybody settled down and got into those real long green flag runs, it was a great race. God, I think we ran 80 or 90 green flag laps there. It was that's good fun when you can do that.
Yeah, long race under green, which very much simulated last night. I think, and hopefully think, is the future of lug nuts. Obviously, we're going to have bad races in the future. Who knows how tracks, cars, setups, drivers adjust to certain circumstances. But looking forward 2, 3 cautions. I wasn't really counting because it didn't really get that deep. Green flag racing at its best. Do you think you gotta prepare for that more so than a caution-filled race come the Winter Series?
Yeah, I hope so because it's a lot more entertaining. Nobody wants to ride around under caution. I mean, I understand it's a sim. Short tracks, you have to understand that breaking points, all that comes into factor. Short tracks, we're going to have more cautions. Mile and a halves and big tracks. There's no reason we couldn't run like this every week. Um, you know, we got Rookie of the Year, Topper Dugas out there showing us all how to do it.
Yeah, good that you mentioned the rookies there. They're a big factor coming in to their first, well, I wouldn't say full-time season, but first non-rookie season. How do they interpret their racing style versus, some of the long uh, tenured competitors, champions of past, like yourself? You are competing now to uphold the Winter Series title of Truck Season and Xfinity Season. Where can we see Jeff Merck run? I would hopefully to say at least those two.
I'm planning on running all the series this winter. I'm running this bump and run series right now on Tuesday nights. I know we got preseason coming up. I don't know if I'll be able to make all of those races or not, but I'm going to try to make the preseason races. But I do plan on winter series. I'm going for the clean sweep this year. I'm wanting to win everything.
As should every driver hope to anticipate their season. Jeff Merck in the 60 machine. Good luck into the future preseason, winter season. Final shout outs, give out those sponsors.
Yeah, tonight, normally on our special event races, I like to run the POW MIA paint scheme. Gone but not forgotten. Never forget our wounded warriors and the guys we leave behind when we leave. They pay the ultimate sacrifice. So I like riding around with that paint scheme on my truck or on my car. I'm a veteran myself, so my hat's off to those guys and their families for everything they've done for the country. Ronald, John Hendrick, they do a bang up job putting this league together, keeping everything fair, and it's one of the best leagues I've ever ran over here at iRacing. You, Jeff Wood, Matt Egan, Katie Dugas with her ASN behind the wall thing she does. That's really cool.
All right, Jeff Merck with those final words. We'll move on with Katie Dugas there with our 5th place finisher and fast qualifier of Mark Jackson. Moving on to 5th place, Katie Dugas with the final interview.
Hey, Mark, it's Katie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello, Katie.
All right, I got to ask tonight, were you doing it for Dale?
Man, oh man, what a race. I mean, good gosh. I was so happy to be able to run and be up front. We put this thing on the pole, our over the top paints. Chevrolet, that was one hell of a long race, and without the cautions, we found ourselves in trouble there trying to make our pit stops and get on and off pit road. But I'm just overall pleased to bring it home top 5, no doubt about it.
Well, we noticed you fell back, a pretty good ways there. Was something significant going on that caused you to drop back as far as you did?
Well, it was just that I was having a little bit of trouble with trying to figure out the fuel mileage strategy. And Justin and those guys up there, they were spot on with it. The first couple of stints there, after when that first caution come out, we only took right side tires, and then we did that again on the second one, and I think that hurt us because I fell back to 5th. And after that point, when we lost the track position, it was just couldn't get it back, man. Those guys were just spot on with everything they were doing. All in all, had a good night, but couldn't get it there back up there to P1 where we started.
Well, that's all right, sir. You are still finishing basically with a podium finish there in 5th. Are there any sponsors or anyone in particular you want to thank tonight?
Absolutely. I want to thank my mother and father-in-law. They were tuned in tonight on the broadcast. Diane and Ernie Burdett, And I want to thank the good Lord upstairs, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I want to thank my sponsor, John Hedrick. That man has stood behind me for the last couple of years. Been one hell of a sponsor and backing me. And one more person I need to thank is my wife, Kristen. She's been backing me too in everything that we do here. So just want to thank each and every one of those people, and just really blessed to be able to do this week in, week out, and over the last few seasons.
All right, sir. Well, congratulations once again on your 5th place finish, and we will, I'm sure, see you coming up for the winter season.
Absolutely. Thank you, Katie. Thank you guys so much.
All right, moving on. I'm sure Ron would agree. Let's get Ron's final thoughts on tonight's race.
I thought that we saw nearly as good of racing tonight as we did last night, which is pretty spectacular to say because last night we were at a different track with different drivers. We had a couple drivers that did race both nights, but we had, let's just say we had a spectacular weekend here at Loose Lug Nuts. I don't think that the owner, the league admin, the drivers themselves could be any more proud of what we did this weekend. I just would love to say thank you to everybody involved. There's too many people to thank, but I will go into a couple people real quick. John Hedrick, thank you for putting your faith in me and allowing me to do what I do. I enjoy it. Thank you to Jeff Wood for doing what he does. He does a lot more than just talk on the radio or talk on the broadcast. He's helping behind the scenes in places that you don't know. To Katie Dugas, who recently has come on board and added a whole different venue to Loose Lug Nuts. Thank you to her. Thank you to the admins behind the scenes, Brandon Thornhill, who has stepped up and really made my life a lot easier, allowed me to get through the summer and do the things that I wanted to do, and just have a good time. This was a great weekend. Tonight's race, it mirrored last night. I know we had a couple of cautions, but I just thought it was spectacular racing.
All right, Katie, same question as we head into the long preseason winter season. What's your thoughts on tonight's race into the future?
I think tonight these guys did phenomenal, same as last night. I mean, even before I started getting in the broadcast booth or writing, I was one of those religious viewers out on YouTube who followed every week. And, between Ron, John, Brandon, all of these admins, y'all do such an admirable job that, I mean, I can't stress it enough. There is so much respect among this group of guys. And, y'all almost run this as a business. Everything is so professional. Y'all are always on time, very highly respected. And all these drivers, y'all do amazing. And, like he said, Jeff and Matt, thank y'all for bringing me on to do it. And, I'm going to continue writing for Pit Pass and letting you guys know what's going on and try to keep you behind the wheel and behind the scenes as much as possible.
All right, wrapping up our evening here, I'm going to run down our top 6 of finishers on the lead lap. Justin Michael, Corey Blevins, Kevin Winter, Jeff Merck, Mark Jackson, and John Pansula, Romac, Lance, Zula, Haynes, finishing that top 10 lap down. So what a successful evening, successful weekend. We hope to see you on the ASN side of things come our full-time winter season. I think Exile Broadcasting will be back maybe once or twice here during the preseason, depending on what Matt Egan wants to do. We'll look forward to that. We'll let you know on the Facebook side. Always stay tuned to that Facebook side of things. That is the key, drivers, viewers, to know what's going on in the Loose Lug Nuts world of things. Long winter season, preseason ahead of ourselves. Let's get prepared for that. That is our deal here. quickly, again, I want to remind our East Coast viewers in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, even Virginia and beyond at this moment, pay attention to that hurricane. Prepare accordingly to what your government says. Stay safe. We've seen drivers in the past be displaced from it, from hurricanes in our southern region. So we got that. I hope everyone pays attention to it. Good night, everyone, on Exile Broadcasting. Like I said, stay tuned to ASN, and we'll see everyone next time.